And we all want a safe and healthy life. It's common sense, but common sense isn't always common practice. Every day we take risks, big and small, but others we can control, like walking down the street or climbing a ladder. These everyday actions can turn dangerous in a heartbeat. Slips, trips, and falls are preventable. With a little awareness and respect for the risks, we can stay safe, because staying safe is a team effort. We fall because we're distracted, in a hurry, or not paying attention. We think it won't happen to us, but it can happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Rushing to catch the bus, you trip on a crack. Carrying a heavy box, you miss a step. Walking on a wet floor, you slip. These could be avoided with caution. Be aware of your surroundings. Is the floor wet? Are the stairs well lit? Is there anything blocking the walkway? Ask these questions before you step. Not paying attention sets us up for a fall. Falls can have serious consequences. We're talking broken bones, sprains, strains, concussions, even death. And that's just the physical cost. Falls can also lead to emotional trauma, lost wages, and reduced quality of life. It's a high price to pay for something that can often be prevented. Now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware, because the more you know about the risks, the better equipped you'll be to avoid them. And the best way to avoid a fall is to understand why they happen in the first place. So let's break it down, shall we? Break it. You'd think we'd be safest in our own homes, right? Wrong. Sometimes the biggest hazards are lurking in our living rooms. Think about it. Throw rugs, toys, electrical cords, pets underfoot. These can trip us up. And don't get me started on stairs. Stairs are like the Mount Everest of home hazards. One misstep, and you're tumbling down. The bathroom is another hot spot for falls. Wet floors and slippery surfaces can turn your morning routine into an emergency. And let's not forget about the kitchen, where spills and dropped utensils can be hazardous. Our homes are full of potential hazards, but most are easy to fix with simple precautions. Now let's talk about the workplace. Whether you're in an office, a factory, or a construction site, there are always going to be risks. But slips, trips, and falls are some of the most common workplace accidents, and they can often be prevented with a little bit of common sense. Think about the last time you were at work. Did you see any spills that weren't cleaned up? Any cords running across the floor? Any boxes stacked haphazardly? These are all accidents waiting to happen. And it's not just about keeping the floors clean and clear. It's also about being aware of your surroundings. Are you wearing the right shoes for the job? Are you using the proper equipment? Are you paying attention to where you're going? These are all important factors that can contribute to slips, trips, and falls. Now let's take it to the streets. Public spaces, from sidewalks to shopping malls, can be a minefield of potential hazards. Uneven pavement, wet surfaces, and unexpected obstacles can turn a leisurely stroll into a trip to the ER. Think about the last time you were walking down a busy street. Were you looking where you were going, or were you distracted by your phone? Did you notice that patch of ice on the sidewalk, or were you too busy rushing to your destination? We've all been there. But the truth is, even a moment of distraction can have serious consequences. And it's not just about being aware of our surroundings, it's also about being respectful of others. Don't be that person who leaves their backpack in the middle of the aisle or spills their coffee without cleaning it up. We're all in this together, people. Let's look out for each other. So we've talked about the different environments where slips, trips, and falls can occur. But what are the common culprits? What are the usual suspects that trip us up, literally? Well, for starters, there's the classic banana peel. Okay, maybe not literally, but you get the point. Slippery surfaces are a major cause of falls. Think wet floors, spilled liquids, ice, and even loose rugs. These are the things that can send you flying before you even know what hit you. Then there are the obstacles in our path. Boxes, cords, tools, toys. Anything that's left lying around can turn into a tripping hazard. And don't even get me started on uneven surfaces. Cracks in the sidewalk, potholes, uneven stairs. These are the things that can really throw you off balance. Listen, preventing falls ain't rocket science. It's about being present, being aware, Most of the time, we're so busy looking at our phones or thinking about a million other things that we forget to look where we're going. That's a recipe for disaster. So, first things first, put the phone away, take out the earbuds, and pay attention to your surroundings. Look out for potential hazards like wet floors, uneven surfaces, and obstacles in your path. Remember, it's not just about what's in front of you, but also what's above you. Look up for low-hanging objects, tree branches, or anything else that could catch you off guard. Trust me, a bruised forehead is not a good look. A cluttered environment is a dangerous environment. Think about your own workspace. Are there cords snaking across the floor? Boxes piled high in walkways? Tools left out in the open? If so, it's time to tidy up. A clean and organized space is a safe space. Put things away when you're finished with them. Keep walkways clear of clutter. And if you see something that's a tripping hazard, don't just walk past it, fix it. It could prevent a nasty fall for you or a coworker. The same goes for at home. Don't leave shoes or toys lying around. Secure loose rugs with double-sided tape or non-slip mats. Keep electrical cords tucked away or use cord organizers to keep them from becoming tripping hazards. You can't avoid hazards if you can't see them. Poor lighting is a major contributor to slips, trips, and falls, especially in dimly lit hallways, stairwells, and outdoor areas. Make sure your home and workplace are well lit, especially in high-traffic areas. Replace burnt-out bulbs immediately. Consider installing motion sensor lights in areas where falls are more likely to occur, such as bathrooms and stairways. And if you're venturing out at night, carry a flashlight to illuminate your path and make yourself more visible to others. Good lighting is especially important for older adults who may have reduced vision. Make sure there is adequate lighting on stairways, hallways, and bathrooms, where falls are more common. Sometimes preventing falls is all about having the right gear. Wearing appropriate footwear is crucial, especially in slippery conditions. Choose shoes with non-slip soles and good traction. Avoid wearing flip-flops, sandals, or shoes with high heels in environments where slips are a concern. If you work in an environment where slips, trips, and falls are a significant risk, your employer is required to provide you with appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE. This may include non-slip footwear, safety glasses, hard hats, and fall protection equipment, such as harnesses and lanyards. Remember, wearing the right gear isn't just about following the rules, it's about protecting yourself from serious injury. So gear up, stay alert, and stay safe out there. Winter. It's beautiful, it's magical, it's a pain in the neck. Okay, maybe not literally, but you get the point. Winter brings its own set of hazards, and slips, trips, and falls are at the top of the list. Why? Because winter turns the world into a giant slip and slide. Snow, ice, slush, they're all out to get you. One minute you're walking along, minding your own business, the next minute you're flat on your back, wondering what just happened. It's not pretty, folks, but it's preventable. With a little bit of planning and a healthy dose of caution, we can navigate winter's icy grip and stay safe on our feet. So, let's talk about how to win the war against winter falls. It's a battle we can win together. Ice is the enemy, folks. It's slippery, it's unpredictable, and it's just waiting for you to let your guard down. So what's the best defense against this silent threat? Avoidance. If you can stay off the ice, do it. Take the long way around, walk on the grass, whatever it takes. But let's be real, sometimes you can't avoid the ice. So, what do? You tread carefully, my friend. Take short, shuffling steps. Keep your center of gravity low. Pretend you're a penguin. Seriously, those little guys have got it figured out. And if you do happen to hit a patch of ice, don't panic. Try to regain your balance by spreading your arms out to the sides. And if you do fall, try to fall on your side to protect your head and spine. Section 3, dress for the fall, not the hospital. You know what's not a good look? A cast or crutches or a neck brace. So do yourself a favor and dress for the weather. And I'm not just talking about staying warm. I'm talking about wearing footwear that will keep you upright. Ditch the flip-flops, folks. This ain't the time for fashion statements. We're going for function over form here. Choose boots or shoes with good traction. Look for deep treads and slip-resistant soles. And if you're really serious about staying upright, Invest in a pair of ice cleats. They might not be pretty, but they'll save you from a world of hurt. Remember, dressing for the weather isn't just about you. It's about your loved ones too. They want you to stay safe and sound. So do everyone a favor and gear up. Section 4. Teamwork makes the dream work. Staying safe in winter is a team effort. We all have a responsibility to look out for each other and to keep our communities safe. So, what can you do to do your part? For starters, shovel your sidewalks and walkways. Not only is it the neighborly thing to do, but it's also the law in many places. And while you're at it, throw some salt or sand down to melt the ice. It'll make a world of difference for your neighbors, especially those who are elderly or have mobility issues. If you see someone struggling on the ice, offer them a hand. A little bit of kindness can go a long way in preventing a fall. And if you do happen to witness a fall, don't just stand there. Offer assistance and call for help if needed. Remember, we're all in this together, folks. Section 1. On-the-job hazards. Now let's talk shop specifically workplace safety. Whether you're clocking in at a bustling factory or a busy office, remember, safety starts with you. But it takes a team effort to keep everyone upright and accident-free. We're talking slips, trips, and falls, those workplace woes that can lead to downtime, lost productivity, and worst of all, injuries. First off, understand the unique hazards of your workplace. Manufacturing plants have heavy machinery and materials, while offices might have slippery floors or trailing cords. Construction sites? Well, those are a whole other ballgame. Identify the risks specific to your job and environment. Once you're aware of the potential hazards, communicate them. Don't be shy about pointing out a spill, a tripping hazard, or a poorly lit area. Report it to your supervisor or safety manager. Remember, speaking up can prevent an accident and potentially save someone from a nasty fall. Housekeeping ain't just for housewives. This goes for the workplace too. A well-kept workspace is a safe workspace. Clutter is a slip and fall hazard waiting to happen. Keep your work area clean, organized, and free of tripping hazards. Put tools and equipment back in their designated spots, a place for everything and everything in its place. Make sure aisles and walkways are clear of obstacles, like boxes, cords, or materials. And don't forget about spills. Clean them up immediately, or if it's a bigger mess, mark the area with a warning sign until it can be addressed. Good housekeeping isn't just about appearances, it's about creating a safe environment for everyone. So, do your part, encourage your colleagues to do the same, and keep that workplace tidy. Section 3. Maintenance matters. Faulty equipment, worn-out tools, and neglected repairs. These are all recipes for disaster. Regular maintenance is key to preventing workplace accidents, including slips, trips, and falls. Inspect ladders, handrails, and walkways regularly for any damage. Make sure lighting is adequate in all areas, especially stairwells and walkways. And don't ignore those squeaky wheels. Report any equipment malfunctions or necessary repairs to the appropriate personnel immediately. Remember, a stitch in time saves 9. Addressing maintenance issues promptly can prevent small problems from escalating into dangerous situations. Section 4. Train your brain and your feet. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to workplace safety. Participate in safety training programs offered by your employer. Learn about proper lifting techniques, safe ladder use, and how to identify and avoid potential hazards. Pay attention during safety meetings and refreshers. Don't be afraid to ask questions or seek clarification on any safety procedures. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to protect yourself and your coworkers. Training isn't a one-time thing, it's an ongoing process. Stay informed, stay alert, and stay safe. Section 1. The bottom line on staying upright. We've covered a lot of ground here, from slippery sidewalks to cluttered workspaces. But the bottom line is this: slips, trips, and falls are preventable. It's about respect. Respect for the risks, respect for our surroundings, and respect for ourselves and others. Remember those common culprits we talked about? The wet floors, the loose rugs, the cords snaking across the floor like tripping hazards waiting to happen? We can't always avoid them, but we can be aware of them. We can take those extra few seconds to clean up a spill, to put away a tool, to light up a dark hallway. Those small actions, those little bits of awareness, they add up. They make a difference. They can be the difference between staying upright and taking a tumble. Section 2. Safety. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Staying safe isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared. Develop good habits that become second nature. Think of it like brushing your teeth. It's a daily practice that keeps you healthy. Safety is the same way. Make it a habit to scan your surroundings. Take those extra precautions. Stay alert, stay aware, and stay safe.